Yay! Alright, so what I'm going to talk about in this video is my turn-ons versus my turn-offs. And I made a list. It's like a T-chart. A lot of people know I like lists. I like making lists. But I was thinking about this the other day. What actually brought this on is going out with some of my girlfriends. And we were at a fun bar club. And, you know, obviously when you go out, it's a female in a hot dress. You get approached by men. And a lot of them not winners. A lot of them not even close to interested. So I tried to think about, like, you know, what's a turn on versus a turn off. And physically, it's kind of hard to say. I don't know, I think for me, a lot of times I go to a club, it's the vibe I get from the guy. If I just don't feel the vibe, I'm just not interested. But I wanted to make a more concise list about in reality, like if I'm actually, not just how I meet a guy at a club or at a bar, but if I go on a date or 2 dates with a guy, what are my turn-ons and turn-offs, things I find out about him that would make me not really want to continue the relationship. So this is my list of turn-ons and turn-offs. I'm going to start with the turn-ons. I don't know why, because I want to start with the positives. So, first of all, physically, I like a great smile. I love a cute smile, like that big grin. They're just like, oh, he's so cute. I love a good smile. I have to say, I mean, this isn't a necessity, but I am drawn to lighter hair and lighter eyes. Light hair, it doesn't have to necessarily be blonde like me, but I definitely like a lighter hair rather than dark hair. Anywhere from blonde to, you know, like a light brown. And I'm not saying I'm never going to go on a date with a dark-haired guy or fall for a dark-haired guy. I'm not limiting myself that much, but when I'm looking at a group of guys, I'm usually drawn to the guy with the lighter colored hair, just naturally. And blue eyes is probably my favorite. And when I thought about this is, gee, Mandy, you like light hair, blue eyes. You can't really see them. Can't see them. It kind of sounds like you're attracted to like a male version of yourself. No, it gets better. One of the things on my turn-on list is tall. I'm tall. I'm taller than the average female. I'm like 5'7". Apparently, I'm attracted to the male version of myself. I don't know what that says about me. I'm sure there's psychologists who would love to analyze that. A lot of people are attracted to the opposite of them. If they're blonde girls, they tend to be attracted to tall, dark and handsome kind of guys. Me, I like guys who apparently are like me, like light hair and blue eyes and maybe on the paler side. I don't know what that means. It must mean I have a high regard for myself. But, I am naturally drawn to lighter hair and the lighter eyes. Green would be considered lighter. But blue is definitely my favorite. Whether it's like a gray blue or like bright blue, doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently I want to date the male me. It's fine. I love goofy. That's a definite turn on. Guy who's goofy, a little bit awkward. Not like awkward where you're like, oh, God, please walk away. Like where it actually makes you uncomfortable. But just a little awkward where you're like, oh, he's a little nervous. He's cute. Like he just kind of says things. Like they're not awkward that it makes you feel like get the mace out. But awkward that it's funny. It's cute. I like that. And I mean, probably my number one turn on is funny. That's the number one thing for me. I love funny guys. Like, you have to be almost comedian level. Like, you have to crack me up. I love funny guys. It's definitely the biggest turn on. A guy who can just make me laugh, make me smile, has a great smile himself. But yeah, has that goofy side, that playful side of him. I like a guy who's goofy, funny, and playful. Just because I know that's someone I'm going to get along with very easily, and someone who's not going to bore me, someone who's going to keep me interested, someone who's going to just be fun to be in a relationship with, and that's someone I can easily fall in love with, someone I have fun with, and because that's your best friend, you know, that's a big turn on though. That's a big turn on. I also like a guy who's a little sassy. Not like a dick, but, sassy. He's like, if I'm teasing him, because I can get very sassy with guys. I'm very sassy when it comes to interacting with men. I want a guy who can like put it back at me, like get a little sassy with me, and I'm like, huh, look at this. And it's like kind of that banter back and forth where it's like kind of like innuendo. It's like, I don't know. I like that. I like that. It's a turn on for me. If you can tease me like that. As far as the way they dress, I like a laid back look. It doesn't, I don't know. I'm not really so much into like tailored suit kind of thing, you know, the perfect hair. I like a more laid back look, you know, a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy, or just, you know, just a t-shirt kind of guy. I like that. And I do like scruff on a guy, except, oh, the one thing that sucks about scruff, it's so sexy, but, oh God, does it hurt. Oh my God. When you make out with a guy with scruff, it's like this, my whole chin gets chafed. It's like dry, chapped chin. It's so bad. But it sucks because I love it. It's so sexy, and I don't want you to get rid of scruff, but it's like gets to the point where it actually hurts, and like I can't even kiss you anymore because it's like I'm bleeding on my chin. It sucks. I love it. So if you could, like, you know, guy who has it, you know, get rid of it sometimes so I can, till it heals, because I don't want to be looking like, you know, I don't even know who has like a really red chin, like a reference I could use. But I like scruff. It's so sexy, but it's so hard to deal with because you're gonna be so hot that I'm gonna want to make out with you all the time, but it's gonna kill my poor chin. It's a tough one. Double-edged sword there. Double-edged. Adventurous. Touched on that. I definitely like a guy who's a young kind of soul, like a carefree spirit. Just because sometimes I can get, you know, I like that outlook on life, just carefree, just let it go, enjoy it. But there's times where I get a little, like, anal retentive, I guess, or I don't know, I just get a little freaked out, or I do worry a lot. So I definitely want a guy who is more carefree to, you know, help me realize to calm the fuck down. So I definitely think when I see a guy who's more carefree, just full of life, that is definitely sexy to me. Just the passionate guy. I love it. I love it. And it's definitely a turn on for me. And definitely a guy who's passionate about things. You know, when he talks about something he loves, he gets so excited and he loves explaining it to me. And he gets super stoked about it. I love that. I love hearing about the things you're passionate about and interested in and you telling them to me. I may not know what the hell you're talking about, but I definitely want you to tell me. Yeah, I'm going to, if I don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I don't know, but I think that's sexy when a guy's passionate about something, has a vision for himself. Like, he has direction in his life. He kind of has an idea of what he wants and has these goals. He has goals. I love that. That's so sexy. That's such a turn on for me. Manners, a guy who has manners. He doesn't have to be like, you know, like, I don't know, like the prince of, you know, Wales or whatever kind of manners. But, you know, he's got manners. He's respectful. You know, he's respectful towards people. He holds the door for women, helps an old lady cross the street. I don't know. Just, I appreciate that. I got a guy who likes dancing. Like, he doesn't have to love dancing, but a guy who, if, you know, he knows when I tell him I like to dance, he's going to be like, well, let's go on the dance floor. Let's go. Like, he's not afraid to bust a move with me, even if it's a dorky move. He'll do it because, you know, he doesn't mind dancing. He actually finds it kind of fun. And he doesn't get all, like, nervous. Like, oh, my God, everyone's watching me. Oh, I'm self-conscious. You know, he enjoys it. He enjoys dancing with me. This is a big one. A big turn-on for men is he can fix shit. Like, a guy who can fix a car, if I have car issues. He can do basic plumbing, electric work. That's sexy as hell. I want a guy who can do basic or even complicated home repairs. You don't see that as much. It's so sad. Guys nowadays, a lot of them don't know how to fix anything. They don't know basic plumbing, basic electrical work, let alone the more complicated stuff. So if you can do that, I love that. It prevents me from having to pay someone to do it professionally. And I'll make you a sandwich. You know, you fix my garbage disposal, I'll make you the best goddamn sandwich ever. I'm not ashamed of it. It's fine. You fixed, you know, my shower head. The least I can do is give you. I'm just gonna stop there. I think you know where I'm going with that. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. That's a turn on. I like a guy who can cook. That's definitely a turn on. Just because if I don't feel like cooking, he's like, hey, I'll cook. I'm more of a baker, to be honest with you. I love baking more than I like cooking. So I'll bake you a pie or a cake or something, and you can cook whatever you want to cook. And it also like this. I'm sorry, I'm going to a turnoff real quick. Vegetarian guys, no, or just organic food or gluten free. Big turnoff. Ooh. Anyway. Guy who's interesting to talk to. He's not boring. He actually has interesting things to say and opinions. He has opinions. He's social. He's friendly with people. I'm not going to feel weird bringing him around my friends and him not saying anything. He's going to talk. He's romantic. He's romantic. I'm not asking for like, over the top romantic where it's like schmaltzy, like, oh God, like he puts me in a hot air balloon and as we're in the hot air balloon, the fireworks say, I love you, Mandi. Like, and then he pulls out a fancy bottle of champagne that's worth $10,000. Like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. But a guy who's a romantic, side of him, he's gonna do like little cute things. Maybe write a little love note every once in a while. Just say cute, really appreciative things to me, and just little gestures. Hold my hand in public and stuff. Basic, simple romance is what I'm looking for. But got a little romantic streak in him. He likes me to feel appreciated and loved. Unique talents and hobbies. I love when a guy all of a sudden throws at you, yeah, actually, one thing I love to do in my spare time is I like to shit. Why can't I come up with anything? I like to water ski, or I like to play what's that sport that the Canadians play with the brooms on the ice? I don't. I'll skip it. He likes to play bocce ball, or he can take a bottle and like spin it like this, like on his hand. Like he has unique talents and hobbies and stuff that are just really interesting, and that I can be like, I kind of want to try that. Can you teach me how to do that? And he's like, hell yeah, I can teach you how to do that. I'd be into that. A guy who likes to travel. He is kind of, in some sense a nomad. He likes to try new places. He likes to go new places. He likes to, he wants to get his passport stamped more just like I do. This is very basic, vibrant, unique personality, like me, very just vibrant personality, a different kind of soul that I can understand. We understand each other. I can, I get where he's coming from. Takes care of his body. I like a guy who works out. He doesn't have to have like a 12-pack abs or something, or no neck. But, a guy who works out, he takes care of his body. He does, some weights, and he does cardio, and he has a good look, and yeah, I like that. That's a turn on. And I want to work out with him, so that's fine. Confidence is always sexy, obviously turn on. Confident, not cocky, not douchey, but confident. I like it. He likes movies. He likes music, because I love all those things. We can watch all kinds of movies together. We can listen to music together. And he enjoys a night out. He wants to, go out on the scene at night and check out a new bar. Like, he's up for that. He's not just a homebody, So those are my turn-ons that I could come up with. So quick turn-offs. Smoking. I do not want to date a smoker. I don't think I have to explain why. A guy who's too shy. Ugh. Like, doesn't talk a lot, or he's just too shy. And I can't do that. Dull. A guy who's just dull and not very interesting to talk to. Doesn't really like to want to do anything that's fun. I have to force him up off the couch to do something I want to do, or to try something. Monotone voice is a turnoff. I don't know. I correlate it with boring. I don't like monotone voices. It's not sexy. Being a dick or a douchebag. I mean, that's kind of like a duh thing to put on my turnoff list. But a dick or a douchebag. Turnoff. A guy who's judgmental, whether it's towards me or other people, he just judges people. He just says nasty comments about people when he doesn't even know them. Judgmental guy. Unwilling to compromise, where I don't want to be with a guy where I'm always the one making up. I'm always the one making compromises. He doesn't do shit. I like a guy who's willing to compromise, and we should meet each other halfway. Shouldn't be all one-sided. Not just all him, not just all me. A guy, this is gonna sound silly, but a guy who's too nice. Like, you know what I'm talking about? These guys who are just way too nice. You're like, stop. Like, I want you to be a man. I don't want you to be a dick, but I don't want you to be way too nice. Like, on the scale, like, here's dick, douchebag, and here's nice. I don't want you to be even close to either ones. I want you, I don't have a third hand, but, like, I want you in the middle somewhere. Like, I want you to mostly be a good guy. To mostly be a good guy, but not too nice where you're just always like, oh, is everything okay? Oh, I'm sorry, did I upset you? Oh my God, do you not love me anymore? Are you angry at me? What can I do? What can I do to make it better? Like, just shut up. Like, don't be too nice to me. Don't suck up to me. I don't like that. I don't like that. Makes me feel suffocated. A guy who's dumb. Just dumb. Not very bright. A guy who's egotistical, obviously. I'm kind of, that could be go with douchebag, but yeah, an egotistical douchebag, definitely not. I hate that. Guys who are one-uppers. I don't like any kind of person who's a one-upper. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you tell a story and he's like, or anyone tells a story and he has to one-up it. Like, someone's like, yeah, like I ran like a triathlon last year and I did a really good job. I finished it. It was great. And he's like, well, I ran 3 triathlons and I did the one when my toe was hurting that day. And you just like, they can't just let someone tell a story. They have to outdo other people's stories. I hate that. It's so annoying. It's like attention. It's way too trying to get everyone's attention. It's annoying. It's like, we all know what you're doing. Too jealous, a guy who's way too jealous. I mean, we all get jealous. That's fine. And sometimes you want to get your significant other jealous a little bit. Like, if obviously you don't want them to get really mad at you, but if they, if you're at the bar and a guy just talks to you and they're just they come over like, hey, I'm with her, buddy. Like, you kind of like that, but you don't want him to get like, he punches the guy in the face and he starts screaming at you and you're like, there was nothing going on here. Like, not too jealous where it gets bad. And that's what goes into a guy who just is violent or rage. That's obviously a turnoff. Don't want to deal with that. I mean, we all lose our temper. We all kick a door I certainly do. I usually kick like furniture and then stub my toe and then I get more mad and then I hit something. It's not a good system. But you're allowed to lose your temper. You're allowed to get mad, but don't put that anger, that physical anger out on me. Don't hit anyone. Just try to bottle up. Try to control it. It's okay. You're allowed to lose your temper from time to time. Just, keep a cap on it. And don't become belligerent or just destructive. Try not to. And if it happens a lot, then that's really bad. Guys who are too clingy. Don't like too clingy. It's just like, give me my space. I like my space. I like to do my own thing sometimes. I don't need to do everything with you, and it's okay. I still love you. Just because I don't want to, bring you along for a girls' night at, the winery and then a movie doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I'm going out with my girlfriends. It's fine. A guy who ignores me, hate that shit. Like, they totally blow you off. They ignore you. They just are really I don't know. It's disrespectful. I don't like to be ignored by my guy. Like, I don't need your attention all the time because you can't give me all your attention 24/7. I get that. But I shouldn't have to fight to get your attention. You should be there, not ignoring me. Disrespectful to other people, especially like someone like my parents or someone I care about. Just a guy who's disrespectful to people in general. I mean, that just shows he's a bad guy. A guy who is blatantly insecure. This is huge. Here's the thing. We are all insecure in some way. There is not a person on this earth who doesn't have baggage from a previous relationship or just something that happened to them in their past. That's fine. We are all insecure. But you need to work on that shit. You need to get over it. And don't bring it into the relationship to the point where it destroys it. Blatant insecurity is really bad. And a lot of this stuff on the turn-off list comes from insecurity. Maybe they're too shy. They're not outgoing enough. They're a lot of times if they're a douchebag, it really shows they're insecure. They're just too nice. They're clingy. They're too jealous. Like, when you're just blatantly insecure, Like, that's not a good thing. Like, and that's okay. Like, if you are insecure, work on that. Fix that. I just, I think I don't want that to be part of my relationship. And I'm not asking for a guy who has no insecurities, because you're never going to find that. I have my insecurities too. You just have to be able to go through the relationship with those insecurities and not let it create a problem. That's how I feel. Just no blatant insecurity where it fucks up the relationship. Wishy-washy, fickle guys, definitely a turn off. Guys who just can't make up their mind. They're just all over the place. They're lost in the world. Yeah, wishy-washy fickleness. I can't stand it. Like, I like that on my turn-ons list. I like a guy with more direction. He has a vision. He has goals. I can't date someone who's fickle, because I don't know where we stand. I'm going to be questioning your loyalty. I'm going to be questioning my faith in you, my trust in you. Like, that you're just going to bail any minute because you're going to decide this isn't what you want. You need to grow that direction, and, that's just how I feel. Lazy. Don't need to explain that. And last turnoff, unwilling to apologize. I put unwilling to compromise, but a guy who is unwilling to admit he messed up when he did. He refuses to apologize. And even when he does, or if he does apologize, he kind of turns on you like, I'm sorry that you were such a bitch and I got mad. Like, that's not an apology, asshole. Like, a guy who's willing to say, I made this mistake. I'm sorry. Let me make it up to you. That's important to me. I mean, it's definitely important you're with, like, the guy's not going to always apologize but never act on it. That's another thing that I didn't put but I want to add now is, if you mess up, that's fine. If you're, every guy is going to be a jerk sometimes. Every girl's going to be a bitch to her boyfriend sometimes. It's just the way it is. But as long as you apologize and then you compromise and then you're willing to make up for it, you're willing to make amends from what you did, I'm okay with that. Yeah, maybe you were a dick to me and you upset me and I cried or something. But as long as you apologize, say, I'm sorry I did that. That was wrong of me. And you understand that it was, you're truly sorry. And then you try to make it better. That's all I care about. We are all allowed to mess up. We all mess up. As long as you try to make it better, you try to make amends, and you try to make it better next time around. Try not to do whatever that is. And make me feel happy moving forward. I'm okay with that. But if you're unwilling to do that, if you're just always apologizing but you're not actually getting better, that's a problem. If you're not willing to apologize or compromise in the first place, that's a big problem too. So, in closing, those are my turn-ons, those are my turn-offs. And we'll just have to see how it all comes together, how the man that can fit into the turn-ons and not have the turn-offs that enters into my life and can spark my interest. So, turn-ons, turn-offs, those are mine. Nice talking to you.